Okay, guys, so we're recording, just a heads up. So we are going to work on comparing fractions. We're going to start comparing fractions with same denominator. So what is a denominator? Do you guys know what that might be?
The bottom part?
It is the bottom of a fraction. Okay, so if I have a fraction, you're right. Yeah, get my whiteboard and a marker that's going to show up good. Let's see. So, the bottom number is our denominator, and that's the total number of pieces that one thing has been divided into. So if I had this fraction bar, how many pieces would I divide it into?
4.
4, because our denominator is telling us that's our total number of pieces, right? Okay, so I would divide this into 4 equal parts. Okay? And on a number line, you would divide your number line because this is 0 and this is 1. Can everybody see that? Okay, 0 and 1. And then you would divide this into 4 equal parts. All right? You following me, guys? So if I had 1/4, I'm sorry, there's a glare. Try to keep that glare off of the board. If I have 1/4, I'm going to shade in how many parts? How many parts are going to be shaded?
1.
Just 1, okay? So I'll shade in my 1 part. And on here, I would do 1 jump from 0. And so right there would be where 1/4 is on the number line, okay? So if I have the same denominator and I'm comparing two denominators, or two fractions, excuse me, and my other fraction is 3/4. Which one of these fractions do you think is going to be larger? 1/4 or 3/4?
3/4.
Why do you think 3/4? Something going on in your brain there, Rylan, to tell you to say 3/4. What makes you say 3/4 is larger than 1/4?
You shaded 3, but 3 is larger than 1.
You're right. And so if our denominators are the same, that means our pieces are going to be the same size, right? So if we had, we bought 2 candy bars, same size candy bar. Okay, I'm going to do 3/4 on the bottom here. So I have, this is your candy bar, and this is going to be my candy bar. Okay? Again, divide it into 4 equal pieces. Okay? You ate 1/4 of your candy bar, and I ate 3/4 of my candy bar. 1, 2, 3. Who ate more of their candy bar?
You.
I did. Because our pieces are the same size. So if our pieces are the same size because they're divided into the same equal amount of pieces, then if I eat 1 piece and you eat 1 piece, then we ate the same amount because both of our candy bars are in fourths. Does this make sense? All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you because I actually have a little PowerPoint that we're going to look at. Okay. All right. So we're comparing fractions. I wonder if I can. Okay, that's not working. View, presenter view. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, share and show. So it says draw points on the number line to show 1/6 and 5/6 when comparing the fractions. Okay. So think 1/6 is to the left of 5/6 because when you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 comes before 5. So do you see how our denominators are the same here?
Yes.
Okay. So 1/6, I am just going to write on this directly. We'll use a one we can see pretty good. All right, 1/6 is, this is 0 out of 6. Then we go 1 out of 6 because it's the pieces we're talking about. So if we're right here on this point, there's one piece we've gone through of the number line. So right here is 1/6. Let's do this. This might be better. 1/6 here. And then it says 5/6. Well, let me just show you something really quick. So if we're doing 1/6, let's go back to this. 1/6 of this number line is this amount of the number line, okay? The next one is 5/6, and I'm going to change colors so you can see the difference here. This is 1/6, 2/6. You see the segments? 1 segment, 2 segments, 3 segments, 4 segments, 5 segments. Okay? So which one of those is larger?
5/6.
Yeah. So you can see that 5/6 is bigger than 1/6. And so down here it says ask, why do the fractions get larger in size as you move to the right on the number line? So let's think about that. Why do the fractions get larger when you move to the right of the number line? So if we're going from left, where's my, I don't know where my thing is. Where's my cursor? I've lost it. Okay. I don't know where my cursor is. It's like invisible. Okay, there it is. It just all right. So how come my fraction gets larger as I move from left to right? So if this is a whole from 0/6 out of 6 to 6 out of 6, if this is one whole piece, why is this part larger than this part? Think about it. Well, if this is a candy bar like we were talking about before, and my candy bar came in 6 pieces, and I broke off this section of my candy bar, and then I broke off this many sections of my candy bar, How many I have more of the whole candy bar as my numerator gets larger, right? So that tells me that 1/6 is greater than or less than 5/6.
Greater than. No,
So you're
less
saying,
than.
yeah,
Less
than. Good. So I would draw it to show less than. Okay. All right. Well, go to my next slide. There we go. Okay. I need to erase that stuff. It didn't go away. That's not going away. There we go. Okay. So now let's do 1/4 and 4/4. So on your paper, draw you either one number line or one fraction bar. So you can either do where. So I'm going to let you choose which one to do. So if I could do a number line, okay, or I could do a fraction bar. Okay. And this would be 0. And this would be 1 because it's parts of a whole. It's pieces that make up an entire thing. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You would need to divide it equally. So I try to find the middle, and then I'm doing fourths. So I'm trying to make it as equal as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but get it as close as you can. See, I don't like that, so I'm going to undo and move it a little bit more this way. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for my fraction bar to show you the two different ones. Now they don't match up exactly because of the way I drew it. Okay, so you should have either a number line or a fraction bar that looks like this. Okay, so we've got to find 1/4. I want you to make 1/4 on whatever you chose to do, whether it be the number line or the fraction bar. Do 1/4. And then I want you to hold it up so I can see it on your. All right, Rylan, let's see what you got there. Okay, where would you draw 1/4? Where would 1/4 be on those? Put 1/4 on there and put 4/4 on there. Where would it be? So where is 1/4? If I label this and this is 0, okay? I label this, let's draw again. I label this 0, and this down here is going to be a 1 because I'm breaking it apart. I'm breaking a whole number into pieces, okay? This is a whole bar, one rectangle, one really long rectangle that I have broke into 4 pieces, okay? This fraction would be 0 out of 4 sections, because if I'm right here on my fraction or on my number line, I have not traveled through any sections, okay? All right. If I'm right here on my number line, then I've traveled through 1 out of 4 of my sections, okay? If I'm right here on my number line, I've traveled how many? How many sections have I gone through from 0 to right here? Come on, guys. I need you answering some questions.
2.
2. Okay, so right here, I've gone through 2 out of my 4 to get to 1. How many have I traveled through here?
3.
3. Good, Abel. So, went away. I don't know why my little pointer keeps disappearing. All right, let me find it again. There it is. Okay. I've gone through 3 out of 4. And down here, how many sections have I gone through?
4.
4 out of how many?
4.
And if I ate 4 out of 4 pieces, like a candy bar, then I ate all of them, right? So let's look at this really quick. Let's put dots for where is 1/4 on my number line? Is this 1 out of 4?
No. No.
Is this 1 out of 4?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I'm gonna put a dot right there. Okay. I'm gonna change colors because now this is gonna be my next fraction. That's 1 out of 4. That's 2 out of 4 pieces, 3 out of 4 pieces, and this is 4 out of 4. So here's my other one. So if I ate 1 section out of all of them, then I only ate this much, right? And if I ate 4 out of 4, I ate the whole thing. So which one would be more? 1/4 or 4/4?
4/4.
Yeah, and so I could say that 1/4 is less than 4/4. And how it would look down here is you could show this is 1/4, and then you've got the rest of it being, you could do a little bit down here to show that that's 4/4, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So common denominator, so if the denominator is the same, so you can see here that the denominators are 4 and 4, the same denominator, right? Then you're going to look at your numerator. So these are the same, go to the numerator. And then we're going to look for which numerator is larger, okay? So you can clearly see that 4 out of 4 is larger than 1 out of 4. All right. Let me erase this stuff that I drew here. Let's just clear it. I think I can clear all. Yep, okay. Now we're getting into, are our denominators the same in this?
No.
No, they are not the same. Well, that's good. This is a little bit trickier. When our denominators are not the same, it's harder to find which one's larger because we cannot look at the denominator or the numerator here. That's going to get tricky. Our numerators are the same. So you cannot base it off of the numerator this time. So let's look at this. The easiest way I know how to show you to do this is you've got to make both of them, okay? So I'm going to draw me a big rectangle. All right? And I'm going to divide this rectangle into 2 smaller rectangles, but I'm stacking them on top of each other because if these, we're comparing like one medium pizza to another medium pizza. All right? We're not comparing like a large to a medium. They're the same size. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do my first fraction on top and my second fraction on the bottom. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my color just so we can see the difference here. My first fraction on top right here, how many pieces am I going to divide it equally into? Look at your first fraction. How many pieces? Huh?
1 out of 6.
Well, I'm just looking at to partition it. How many pieces am I going to partition it into?
6.
6 pieces. Okay, so let me go up here. I'll grab my little thing. Is 6 an even number?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can divide it in half. Okay, and then over here is going to be 3 equal pieces, as close to 3 as I can get. Okay, and then same thing over here. All right. Okay. I didn't do a great job with that, did I? Okay. But anyway, this is frustrating that my mouse just keeps disappearing on me. It's just gone. Poof. Whoa. Oh, we went backwards. I don't want to go backwards. Okay. Whoa. No, we went forwards. All right, there we go. Okay, so then let's change the color. Let's do orange. And the next fraction is going to be divided into how many pieces?
4.
4.
It's 12 o'clock.
Okay. So 1. And then this will be into 2 equal pieces. And over here will be 2 equal pieces. Okay. So now, how many pieces? First of all, let's talk about this. What do you notice about just 1 piece on top and 1 piece on the bottom? What happened the larger the denominator? What's up with those pieces?
Well, 6 is a larger number than 4.
You're right. So which one of these do you think is going to be the bigger fraction?
1 out of 6?
You think 1 out of 6 because 6 is larger than 4. But if I had a pizza, so look over here, a pizza, this pizza has been cut into 6 pieces and this pizza has been cut into 4. The smaller the denominator, the larger the piece. Okay? So if our denominator is bigger, which one is it's actually gonna have the smaller piece, right? Does that make sense? So if I color in one, since I'm already in orange, let's do 1/4 first. 1/4 is 1 out of 4 pieces of the whole. And it ends right here, right? And then I have 1 out of 6 pieces of the whole. Can you see that the 1/4 is bigger than the 1/6? So 1/6 is less than 1/4. So when our numerators are the same, we've got to look at our denominator and look for the smaller number. So it's the opposite of what we're doing if our denominators are the same. If our denominators are the same, we look at our numerator, and the numerator that is larger is our bigger piece. But if our numerators are the same and our denominators are different, we look for the smaller denominator because those are going to be bigger pieces. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Let's clear this out. All right, so you've got 3/4 and 3/8. Now I'm going to tell you another strategy here. This is just thinking in your head. What is a one fraction that is a good number to kind of base it off of is half. 1/2. Is 3/4 more or less than half?
More.
More, because half of 4 is what? What is half of 4? If I divided 4 in half, what would it be? What would be on both sides? What plus what gives you 4?
8.
8. 4 and 4 give you 8, but what and what give you 4? Abel, do you know what half of 4 is? So if I had 4 pieces of candy and I gave you half of them, how many would you get? Brisa,
2.
how many? What'd you say, Rylan?
2.
Yeah, and clearly 3 out of 4 pieces is more than half. So if I gave you 3 out of 4 of my pieces, that means I only have 1 piece, right? Let's look over here at the 3/8. Is 3/8 more or less than half of 8?
Less.
It's less than half. So this is more than half. This is less than half. Which one do you think is going to be larger?
3 out of 4.
Okay, we're thinking 3 out of 4. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to draw that rectangle. Okay? I'm going to make it black this time. Okay? So draw you your rectangle. And then make your rectangle into 2 rectangles so that the top will be the first fraction and the bottom will be the second fraction. Okay? So I'm going to put my 3/4 up top, which means I have to divide it into 4 pieces, and I'll do my 3/8 on the bottom, which means I divide it into 8 pieces. So go ahead and do that, and then color in 3/4 on top, 3/8 on bottom, just to see if you're right. remember to try to get your pieces as even as you can. Because if they're not as even as you can get them, then you could possibly get this answer wrong. All right, so that's as close as I can get it to being equal. So show me, when you're finished, show me what you have colored in. Okay. Risa, how you doing? Risa, did you get finished? Can you hold it up where I can see it? Okay, so make sure you coloring in the 3/4 and the 3/8, okay? Abel, can you show me yours?
Messed up.
All right. Good, Rylan. You can put yours down. Looks good. Looks good, Brisa. Good, good. You can put yours back down. Abel, can I see yours, please?
I just messed up.
You messed up. Okay, well, let's color it in together. 3/4. All right, so if I have 3/4, how many sections am I coloring?
3.
Abel, how many sections, Abel? How many sections am I coloring? Just one section?
No.
How many?
3.
3. So I'm gonna bring it on out till I get 3 full sections colored in, right? All right. Now, down here, how many sections am I coloring?
3.
3 sections down here. 1, 2, 3. Do you guys see how the bottom pieces are smaller than the top?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so you can see that because these are bigger pieces, they're going to be more. So it's 3 out of 4 of them. Okay? Same size candy bar, same size pizza. It's just cut into different amounts of equal pieces. All right? So let's let me find my Let's clear all that and go to the next page. All right, so Zach has a piece of pie that is 1/4 of a pie. Max, that's Zach, and Max has a piece of pie that is 1/2 of a pie. Max's piece is smaller than Zach's piece. Explain how this could happen. Draw a picture to show your answer. All right, guys. So let's look at what the 2 fractions are. Zach's fraction is what?
1 out of 4.
Good. He has 1 out of 4 of a pie. Max has what?
1 out of 2.
1 out of 2 of a pie. Do you remember when we talked about halves? Is 1/2 of 4? Hold up
Yes.
4 fingers. Hold up 4 fingers. Now chop them in half. Is 1/2 of 4?
No.
No. 1's right here. That means I've got 3 more pieces, right? What about 2? Is 1/2 of 2?
Yes.
Yeah, 1 is 1/2 of 2. So Zach has less than half and Max has exactly half. So which one do you think is going to be bigger? It says Max has a smaller piece. Is that true?
Yes. No.
Well, how could it be true? If their pies were the same size, let's talk about this. Okay? I'm gonna draw again. Their pies are gonna be actually gonna be rectangles. Okay. Where is my mouse? I feel like I've wasted so much time trying to find this mouse of mine. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Zach's pie and Max's pie, I'm going to make them be the same size to start with. Zach's pie is in 4th, or was in 4ths. Originally, his pie had 4 pieces, and this is what he got. Right? That's his. And then Max only had 2 pieces originally in his pie, and this is what he ate. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if their pies were the same size, is this true?
Mm,
Whoa, I did not mean to do that. Okay. All right. So it says half of a pie. Max's piece is smaller than Zach's, but is it?
no.
No.
Yes. Yeah,
Max's piece is not smaller than Zach's piece. Zach's piece is smaller than Max, but it says here, explain how this could be true. What if Zach's pie started out bigger than Max's pie? What if Zach's pie was bigger? Could that have been possible? What if we're not comparing the same size pie? Zach's pie would have to be bigger than Max's pie if 1/4 of his pie is bigger than 1/2. Does that make sense? Zach's pie is much bigger than Max's. So when you're comparing fractions, you got to make sure that what we're talking about, the whole that we're talking about, is equal. Like, I can't compare me drinking a can of soda, half of a can of soda, to half of a 2 liter of soda. Does that make sense? It's not going to be the same amount. Okay? All right. Let's erase this. Okay. And why is 1/2, explain why 1/2 is greater than 1/4. Let's talk about it. I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay, you're all unmute. Well, Abel's not. Oh, there he is. Let's talk. Why is 1/2 greater than 1/4?
Because no, I want to have a big question.
Why do you guys think? This is true. 1/2 is greater than 1/4, but why?
The 2 got more like space, but like 1 out of 4.
What do we know about 1 out of 4? Remember when I told you to think about half? Half. What's half of 4? If I had $4 and I gave you half of my $4, how many dollars would you have?
3.
Okay, well, let's look. Okay. Oh. Ah! All right. All right, I have $1, $2, $3, $4. What would be fair if I said I'm going to give you half? What would it be? What's half of 4, guys?
1.
2 equal groups. Half is going to be 2 equal groups. If I gave you half of this, where would it be here? Would that be fair? Would this be fair? Yes. So what's half of 4?
2.
2. So is this half? No, it's less than half. And half would be here, right? So that's why 1/2 is greater than 1/4. And also, the larger the denominator, what happens to the pieces? They get larger or smaller?
Larger. Smaller.
Smaller. Because if I have a pizza that's cut in half, those pieces of pizza are going to be much larger than if I have a pizza cut into 4, right? All right, so I'm going to stop my share. So here's what I want. I think it was about, I want to say, not this week, not last week, but the week before. So 2 weeks back. Let me look. I'll tell you the exact dates. You guys did an activity on Shobi, okay? And I looked at it, and this is kind of where I picked the people that were going to do this. So it's going to be, April 6th through April 9th is the week you're going to go back to in math. All right, and you're going to do Tuesday, look at Tuesday, and look at Wednesday of that week. Okay? And go back and see if you can fix any of your mistakes that you made, okay? I want you to retry it. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Thanks for hanging in there. I know it was kind of a long lesson, but I really want you guys to understand comparing fractions, okay? Okay, let's see. We good?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, I will see you for reading. Small groups tomorrow. It's the same time for small groups. So whatever time you signed in yesterday for your small group, it's going to be the same for tomorrow, but reading. Okay? I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.